That evening, Mei arrived home to the comforting smell of Eric's cooking. He stood at the stove, stirring a pot of something that smelled like her favorite pasta. Mei dropped her bag by the door and walked into the kitchen, slumping into one of the chairs at the counter. Eric glancing at her, tough day. Mei groaning, you have no idea. My parents want to see my apartment. As in see it. Eric turned off the burner, setting the spoon down before walking over to her. Eric, okay. We can figure this out. What exactly did they say? Mei, they want to have dinner there, maybe even help me redecorate. I can't stall them for long without it looking suspicious. I told them the apartment was messy, but you know my mom, she'll show up unannounced with cleaning supplies if I push it. Eric chuckled, pulling her to her feet and wrapping her in a hug. Eric, we'll figure something out. Worst case scenario, we make the apartment look like you're still living there. Move a few boxes back temporarily. Mei pulling back to look at him, that's not the worst case. The worst case is them figuring out I'm married to you and freaking out. Eric tucked a strand of her hair behind her ear, his expression soft. Eric, they're going to find out eventually, Mei. And when they do, we'll handle it together. Right now, let's focus on getting through this dinner. One step at a time. Mei nodded, feeling a flicker of reassurance. Mei, thanks for being calm when I'm a total mess. Eric grinning, one of us has to be. Now, sit down. Dinner's ready. As they ate, Eric helped her brainstorm ways to keep the apartment visit brief, suggesting they keep decorations minimal and focus on distracting her parents with conversation. By the end of the meal, Mei felt a little less panicked, though she knew the real challenge was still ahead. The next morning at work, Mei sat in her office with Mariah and Amber, recounting the dinner conversation with her parents. Both women listened intently, their expressions shifting between concern and amusement. Amber wide-eyed, wait, so they want to redecorate your non-existent apartment? That's next-level meddling. Mariah snorting, classic parent move. Oh, your life isn't already complicated enough. Let us fix that. Mei, it's not funny. Need ideas fast. How do I keep them out of the apartment without raising suspicions? Amber leaned forward, tapping her chin thoughtfully. Amber, okay, what if you fake a renovation? Tell them you're having work done, so the apartment's not fit for visitors. Mariah, or say you've started using it as a storage space while you're looking for a new place. That way, it's too cluttered for company. Mei shook her head, her fingers drumming anxiously on the desk. Mei, those might buy me a week or two, but they're here for a month. I can't keep dodging them that long. Mariah grinning, you could always stage the apartment. Move in just enough stuff to make it look lived in, like Eric said. Amber raising an eyebrow, and where would she find enough things to pull that off? Mariah shrugging, hello, storage unit. We could get a few pieces of furniture, some knickknacks. It doesn't have to be perfect, just believable. Mei sighing, it's risky, but it might work. I'll need your help. Amber and Mariah exchanged a look before nodding in unison. Amber, you know we've got your back. But we need a backup plan in case your parents start getting nosy. Mariah, agreed. And you'll have to keep Eric out of sight until they leave. No running into them at the grocery store or anything. Mei groaned, rubbing her temples. Mei, this is so stressful. I can't believe I'm doing all this just to hide my marriage. Amber softly, it's because you love him. And because you're scared of how they'll react. But Mei, you can't keep this up forever. Mei nodding, I know. But for now, I just need to get through this visit without everything falling apart. The trio spent the rest of the morning devising a detailed plan to stage Mei's apartment, complete with strategic furniture placement and a few personal touches to make it convincing. By the time they finished, Mei felt a little more prepared, but she couldn't shake the nagging worry that something would go wrong. That evening Mei stood in the middle of her apartment, arms crossed as her eyes scanned the bare walls and minimal furniture. The room, while clean and tidy, looked more like a showroom than a home. The faint echo of her voice as she sighed filled the space, amplifying her growing anxiety. Eric walked in behind her, a box tucked under one arm and a slightly amused expression on his face. The box rattled softly as he set it on the coffee table, revealing a collection of framed photos, candles, and small knickknacks. Amber and Mariah followed, their arms laden with colorful pillows, soft throws, and a small potted plant. Amber dramatically dropping her load onto the couch. Okay, first of all, this place has good bones. We can definitely work with this. Mariah gesturing grandly to the empty living room. Yeah, but right now it screams abandoned bachelor pad. We need to make it look like you actually live here, Mei. Mei rolling her eyes. It's not abandoned, it's just minimally used. Can we please focus? My parents could show up unannounced any day now, and I'm not ready. Eric setting the box down and placing a calming hand on her shoulder. Relax, babe. We've got this. Amber and Mariah are pros at making things look cozy. I'll handle the bedroom. You just supervise. Mariah raising an eyebrow, smirking. You trust the man to take charge of the bedroom. Bold move. Eric grinning. What can I say? I've got good taste. They wouldn't have married me otherwise. Amber snorting. Debatable. Mei's taste is questionable. Mei shaking her head, unable to hide her smile. If you two are done roasting my husband, can we get to work? Mei rolled her eyes, but a small smile tugged at her lips as the group got to work. Amber and Mariah dove into the living room, transforming it piece by piece. Amber tossed a soft gray throw over the couch and began arranging an assortment of colorful pillows. Amber adjusting a pillow and stepping back to inspect her work. What do we think? Approachable, but not trying too hard. Mariah rolling her eyes. It's a throw pillow. Not a LinkedIn profile. Amber, details matter. Mariah. What if her parents are pillow people? This could be make or break. Mariah, it's a throw pillow. Amber. But yet, it works. Now we need a centerpiece for the coffee table. Amber rummaged through a box and pulled out a stack of hardcover books and a small potted plant. Amber, voila. Instant sophistication. Mariah snorted but didn't argue, instead rehanging a couple of Mei's framed photos on the wall. She then started pulling a set of picture frames from the box and carefully placing them on the media console. She studied each one before tilting her head. Mariah, okay, so, do we go heavy on family photos or keep it subtle with generic landscapes? Mei peeking over from the kitchen. A mix? I don't want them to think I'm obsessed with them, but I also don't want it to look like I just discovered Photoshop stock images. Mariah nodded, grabbing a candid photo of Mei and Amber laughing during a weekend hike and placing it front and center. Eric was in the bedroom, expertly smoothing out the comforter he'd borrowed from their house. It was a simple but elegant set in soft blues and whites. He stepped back, hand on his chin, and surveyed the room. Eric to himself, not bad. Could use a little something more, though. They wandered in, holding a basket of neatly folded linens. Mei leaning against the doorframe. Wow, you're surprisingly good at this. Eric grinning. Told you I have good taste. What do you think? Too minimal? Mei nodding toward the bedside table. It's missing something. Maybe a lamp or a book to make it feel more live-in. Eric grabbed a sleek silver lamp from the living room pile and set it on the table. Eric grinning, mock serious. There. Live in. Happy? Mei teasing. You're lucky I married you. Eric, are you sure about this, Mei? Staging the apartment, hiding our marriage. It's a lot of effort for something that's bound to come out eventually. Mei sighing. I know. But I need time to figure out how to tell them. But I need to know they'll be okay with us before they meet you. Eric pulled her into a hug, kissing the top of her head. Eric, whatever you need, I'm here. Just don't forget you've got people who love you no matter what. Now that I've said my piece, I believe there is work in the living room to do. Mei, so much to do. Eric smiled and pulled her into a quick hug before they headed to the living room. There was a knock at the door. Everyone stopped and looked at Mei. Mei shrugged. She went to the door and looked through the peephole. It was Mei's parents. Mei's parents had arrived unannounced, their knocks echoing through the hallway. Mei ran back to the group. Mei in a loud whisper, my parents are here. Inside, chaos erupted as Amber, Mariah, and Eric froze mid-action like deer caught in headlights. Amber stood on the couch, adjusting curtains. Mariah was crouched by the coffee table, arranging books. Eric held a hammer, ready to hang a decorative clock. Mei wide-eyed, whispering, oh no. It's them. What do we do? Amber hissing, stall. Don't let them in yet. Mariah clutching a stack of magazines, tell them you're not decent or something. Eric grinning, or just let them come in. Mei shot him a look and quickly approached the door, plastering on a smile as she cracked it open. Mei, Mom, Dad. What a surprise. Mrs. Yen beaming, we thought we'd drop by on our way to dinner. Can we come in? Mei laughing nervously, now's not really a good time. I wasn't expecting anyone, and it's a bit of a mess. From behind the door, a loud thud sounded, followed by Amber's muffled voice. Amber whispering angrily, who leaves a hammer on the floor? Mei's father peering past her, are you alone, sweetheart? We thought we heard voices. Mei's smile faltered as Eric stepped into view, holding the hammer like it was a microphone. Eric cheerfully, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Yen. Fancy seeing you here. The door opened wider to reveal Mariah standing stiffly by the bookshelf, pretending to inspect a book, and Amber now sitting primly on the couch with a throw pillow in her lap like it was completely normal. Mei desperately, these are my friends. They were just helping me redecorate. MRS. Yen walking in, looking around, redecorating. Oh, this place looks lovely. But why didn't you mention you were doing this? Her father narrowing his eyes at Eric, and why is he here? Eric offering a hand, Eric Johnson, Mei's friend. Just lending a hand. Amber and Mariah exchanged subtle panicked glances but quickly stepped in. Amber grinning, we volunteered to give Mei's place a little makeover. It was long overdue. Mariah gesturing to the bookshelves, yeah, we figured if she's going to host family, she needs to make the place feel more like home. Surprise. As Mei's parents moved through the living room, they commented on everything. Mrs. Yen, this throw is beautiful. Did you pick it out yourself, Mei? Mei fumbling. Yes. It's new. Just thought it would brighten the space. Her father to Eric, so, how do you know my daughter? Eric hesitated, but Amber jumped in. Amber, oh, Eric's just the muscle. We needed someone tall to hang the clock. Mrs. Yen noticing the hammer, a handyman. How resourceful. Eric gave Mei a fleeting look, his lips twitching as he struggled not to laugh. The group managed to guide the conversation into safe territory, with Mei showing off the new decor and explaining how she wanted to feel more settled in her space. Amber and Mariah worked like a comedy duo, throwing in quips and distractions whenever things got too close to revealing the truth. Her father suspicious, well, this is all very nice, but it seems rushed. Are you sure you're not hiding something, Mei? Mei forcing a laugh, hiding something? No, of course not. Just trying to be prepared for your visit. Mrs. Yen gave her a long, searching look before finally smiling. Mrs. Yen, well, we're glad to see you've made the effort. We'll let you get back to your friends. See you for dinner tomorrow. Mei relieved, absolutely. Looking forward to it. Once the door closed behind her parents, Mei leaned against it, exhaling loudly. Mei, I thought I was going to faint. That was way too close. Amber collapsing onto the couch, close. That was a miracle. We deserve Oscars for that performance. Mariah nodding, seriously. Eric the handyman? Inspired. Eric grinning, hey, I think I pulled it off pretty well. I'll add actor to my resume. Mei gave him a playful shove but couldn't help laughing, the tension in the room melting into camaraderie. Mei, thank you, all of you. Owe you big time for this. Amber grinning, you're not off the hook yet. Tomorrow's dinner is going to be another adventure. Mei groaning, don't remind me. By the time the sun began to dip below the horizon, the apartment had transformed. The once stark living room was now warm and inviting, complete with strategically placed candles and a stack of hardcover books on the coffee table. Amber placed the final potted plant near the window, stepping back with a satisfied nod. Amber, there. Now it's perfect. Your parents are going to eat this up. Mariah, or pick it apart. But at least they'll know you live here and aren't some minimalist robot. Mei sighing with relief, thanks, you guys. I owe you so much for this. Eric grinning, you owe us dinner. Big one. Amber. And dessert. Let's not forget dessert. As they packed up their tools and boxes, the apartment buzzed with the satisfaction of a job well done. Mei locked the door behind them, her heart feeling a little lighter. Thank you for listening to If at All Modern. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, Share and hit that notification bell for more from this series.